Thank you guys for joining us today. This is your host Luis. Class is in session. Today we're going to take a look at the Shroom and Salsa leader from set 12. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to try not to take a whole lot of time on this video, just because I don't like spending a whole lot of time talking. If you guys want to skip to the end, I'm going to have a picture of the deck profile. But for those of you guys don't know what it is, want to look at a couple of strategies that you could use whenever you use this deck or whenever you're playing against it. Here we go. Shroom and Salsa on the front side. When it attacks, auto, you draw one card. This is the same ability on the front side as it is on the back side, and the second auto is also the same one as it is in the front as it is on the back side. Once per turn, if this card specifically is in battle, when you use a black battle card in a combo, your opponent sends one battle card from their drop area to their warp. So what you're going to do a lot with this deck is just get rid of the battle cards in your opponent's drop area and just kill them. This is good for any leader that likes to utilize the drop area and can't typically get things back from their warp back into their drop. So this isn't going to do too well against Dark Broly and specific decks like that, but it'll do well against anybody who has a yellow, ape, or anything like that in the drop area, green. If there are no battle cards in your drop area, you draw a card, so that's a plus. So this is potentially a draw 2 when it swings, or draw 1 when it's in battle. It's Awaken, pretty standard. Life is at 4 or less. Your opponent has 4 more, or your opponent has 4 more cards in the warp. You draw 1 card, switch up to 1 of your energy active mode, and you flip this guy over. Again, first and second auto on the back side are exactly the same, but his activate main is once per turn you tap 1 energy, no matter what color. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to 1 black evil wizard, demon realm race, or demon god card with an energy cost of 2 in your deck or hand. Play it, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So that ability is going to come in handy probably late game, or especially after he awakens. There are other cards in the deck that you use that get rid of cards in your opponent's drop area and sends them straight to the warp. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at our unison lineup here. We're going to run 6 unisons, 2 different ones. First, we're going to run Shenron Unison of Rescue. Now, a lot of people, you might not see a lot of people running this unison specifically, or if you do use it, you actually use it inverted. You play 2 Shenron and 4 Deborah Dimensional Meddler, and you're more than welcome to do whatever you'd like here. This is just like a reference point for you guys. This isn't like a end-all be-all kind of deck profile here. But the Shenron Unison of Rescue, the reason I use this is because I'm trying to avoid using Toa. I don't really like the artwork on that card. But its permanent is that this card can attack, which is a bit of a downside, but all Shenron cards are like that. And if this card would lose a marker from an attack, you may place 1 card from your life in your drop area instead. So you can guarantee stays on board at least for 7 life. His +1 is activate main. You choose 1 of your skill as battle cards. If you do, that card gains double strike for the turn, and then you draw a card. Really helpful early game, late game, mid game, whenever. Now this guy is gonna most likely disappear, but you want him early game, and then you want Deborah late game. His ±0 for Shenron. If you have no skill as battle cards in play, you play 1 skill as battle card with an energy cost of 2 from your drop area. So you can tell very easily why this can replace Toa effortlessly. And it's -7, activate main. I don't foresee anybody using this, but if you manage to get that far, you play all the skill as battle cards from your drop area. So if you want to splash in a couple 3 drops, you're more than welcome to, just for that ability. It doesn't hurt at all. But again, his ±0 only plays 2 drops. Deborah, on the other hand, is really nice. His auto, once per turn, when you use a black battle card in the combo, add a marker to this card and it gains 5k power for the turn. So he's a 10k base, he'll automatically go to 15 whenever you combo. He doesn't have to be in battle. You also can't combo on defense with the unisons, we know that. Activate main, ±0. If your leader card is a black Demon Realm Race card, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. So that's another easy way for you to clear battle cards from your opponent's drop area. His activate main, -4. You play up to 2 black evil wizard, demon realm race, or demon god cards with different character names and an energy cost of 2 from your deck or drop area. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So that's a little bit more viable. He's also easier to stay on board. He's potentially a +2 marker during your turn and +1 marker. No, +1 marker during either player's turn, I believe. We're going to go ahead and move on to the core of the deck. First of all, we're going to be playing 2 Chain Attack Gravy. And the reason why we're only going to be playing 2 Chain Attack Gravy is because we're going to play 4 of the 3-drop Meki Kabura, the King Summons. Can't really say his name really well. Alright, but Chain Attack Gravy is really nice. He's very similar to the 1-drop Whis in the Whis deck. If your leader card is a Black Demon Realm Race, which it is card, and it's your turn, when you use a Black Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, any of those 3 cards combo, and you combo with them, you draw 1 card. So that's during your turn, only during your turn, unfortunately. But it's really good to have on board just so you can draw. And if your opponent gets rid of this card with a skill, you send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area straight to their warp. Again, you don't want to play a whole bunch of these. You don't want to clog them up. You're not going to tap 2 energy to play this guy. You're actually going to play this right here with this Meki right here. His activate main is you tap 2 energy. If your leader card is a Black Demon Realm Race, sorry, it's a lot to say, and you place this card from your hand and 1 card from your life in your drop area, you send 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to the warp, and then you play up to 2 black battle cards with Evil Wizard and or Demon Realm Race with an energy cost of 2 and different character names that aren't Meki cards from your deck. Then shuffle your deck, and you can't activate this activate main's skill on copies of this card for the turn. So that's really, really good. And we're going to take a look at some of these. We're going to take a look at some of those options here, some of the targets that you could play potentially. This is what I play in the deck, is basically the skill list package here. 2 Salsa, 2 Shroom, and 4 Gravy. As you can see, the tag on Gravy is that he is an Evil Wizard. Now, and I'll explain a little bit why as to why I use 4 Gravy instead of 4 Shroom and 4 Salsa. More than anything is the 20k beat stick tag right there. You see that. You see that as he's a 20k base, so he's 5k stronger than these guys. And the biggest difference between Shroom, Salsa, and the Gravy is that he can't get hit with the Black Mass Saiyan 1-drop, but Shroom and Salsa totally can. You guys know what Black Mass Saiyan does. If you play a card without using a keyword skill and it has 15k or less, you have to pitch 2 cards from your hand, and Gravy goes right over that. Now, if there was a Poutine 2k with 20k power, I would recommend you play that. After all, with Shroom and Salsa's leader's ability, you can combo with this guy. He does have 0k combo power, but even if you combo with him, Shroom and Salsa's leader skill ability still goes off. And that's why I kind of went with Gravy over 4 and 4 on Shroom and Salsa. And again, if I could have another black battle card that had Evil Wizard or Demon Realm Race or Demon God on it, then I can totally play it. You guys let me know if you can think of anything else down in the comment section. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next 8 cards that we play. We're going to play 4 Salsa, a new Demon God, and 4 Shroom, a new Demon God. These guys are basically the core of the deck. This is what this deck is intended to do. It's intended to do a lot of pressure. They both have the same activate main. So the activate main is you tap 1 energy, you choose one of your black skillless battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or 3 and return it to the owner's hand and play this card from your hand. This is pretty great because it's not leader locked, so you can actually play this in any other type of deck that has black and has skillless battle cards. Salsa's ability is when this card attacks, you send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to 1 Black Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God with an energy cost of 2 or less from your hand or drop area and play it. And again, your options are going to be Gravy or your Shroom and Salsa skillless battle cards because they're an energy cost of 2. Now, I believe you can also play Chain Attack Gravy if he's in your hand or in your drop area with that skill. You basically play it for 1 energy or play it for free. Shroom's ability is when he attacks, you do the same thing. You get rid of a card in the drop area, on your opponent's drop area. And if you don't, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the owner's warp. Really good. So you either warp something from the drop area or you warp something on board. And Shroom, I think is better, but Salsa keeps the chain going. So I mean, you swing, you activate Shenron's ability, and you play yourself this Gravy from your hand, right? And then you swing with Gravy, it's a 20k beat stick, and then you swap with Salsa, hopefully your opponent doesn't have any battle cards in the drop area. So you swing with that and you play Gravy, and you can swing with Gravy again, tap another energy. You can either switch into Salsa or switch into Shroom, and it's just an over and over again. It's not an endless loop because every loop is gonna have an ending. There isn't that many cards. If you could run 12 of each of these, I would do it. I mean, it's a crazy loop. It doesn't stop, and it's pretty much free. 1 energy isn't a whole bunch. It's actually really good value for 1 energy. Next, we're going to take a look at the Overrealm package that I run here. We do want to do some Overrealm. It is black after all. We're going to play 2 Secret Identity Masked Saiyan for board removal. You guys know what it does. When this card is played using Overrealm, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards that add up to a total of energy cost of 6 or less and send them to the owner's warp. Next, we're going to play 2 SS Bardock the Tenacious. Also Overrealm 6, but he costs 1 energy. So you bring this card out for free as long as you have 6 cards in the drop. Bring this guy out for 1 energy as long as you have 6 cards in the drop. The reason why I have this guy specifically is to stop your opponent from just flooding you with attacks. Black was lacking that a little bit. They didn't really have anything to stop aggro players, but this card right here is really, really helpful. The only downside to this guy is that you can't play him back to back. So you can play him 1 turn, and then you can wait another turn before you can play him again. And when this card is played using Overrealm, your opponent can only attack with battle cards once during their next turn. And a card that facilitates these guys from coming out, I mean, you can play this guy 1 turn, then this guy the next, and then you can play Secret Identity again the next turn or anything like that. Right here, Gravy and Demeter's Thrall. This card right here facilitates that. The foil version of this card is actually $10. That's why I didn't get the foil. But you can get the regular schmegular common one without any foiling, and it's really, really cheap. When you attack or combo with this card, if your leader card is black, choose up to 2 cards in your warp and place them in your drop area. So you're just going to use them for combo power, again, because your leader's ability can actually just do things whenever you combo a black battle card. Next up, we're going to take a look at a little bit. You're going to look at the super combos and the tech. We're going to play 2 SS4, the Prince Strikes Back. This is one of your new quote-unquote generic combos from set 11. If all your energy is black and your life is at 4 or less, when you combo with this card, you can take 1 card from your hand, put it at the bottom of the deck, and then draw 2 cards, and this card gains an extra 10k combo. And then we're gonna do, I do a 2-2 split just because I don't have the full set, but this is a generic Goku Super Combo. You combo with this card. If your life is at 4 or less, you get to draw 1 card. Next thing's next. I play this in every single black deck that I use, that I play, that I build, hatch, whatever it is. Dark Power Black Masked Saiyan. BMS, really, really good card. Everybody knows what it does. If you need explanations, just look it up. And then I play 4 SS3 Tag Team Son Gohan. I'm going to clear these cards out of the way, and I'm going to put these down for you guys. This card is a blocker, and only 1 Tag Team Son Gohan can be played in your battle area. When a black battle card is removed from your battle area by a skill, activate the skill. You may play this card from your hand. The reason why this is good is if your opponent kills something on your side of the field, on your side of the field, you can play this. If your opponent kills something with a skill, you can play this guy. But if your opponent just isn't killing the things on your side of the field with skills, you do get rid of things on your side of the board with skills. Shroom and Salsa, you tap 1 energy, you put this card back in, you put a skill is back in your hand. Because that's a black battle card, it was removed from the battle area by a skill. You're more than welcome to play this. Also found out, technically Overrealm at the end of the turn, since it gets sent away, technically it's removed by a skill. So you're more than welcome to play this card. And now you have a blocker on board, a little bit more defense for whenever you need it. Next, we're going to take a look at the negates that we play. Pretty generic. Sorry, I think the camera moved a little bit. Power Burst. We play Power Burst because it's your sparking negate. Your drop is going to be filled. You combo a lot. You put cards in there. Demeter's Thrall Gravy also puts card back from your warp back into your drop area. Makes it very, very viable. And it puts BMS back in your hand whenever your opponent decides to get rid of it or anything like that. And Protector of the People. Now, I think this card went down in price, thankfully, thanks to the reprints that came out in the Ultimate deck, and it's just a good card. I mean, you guys could do 3 and 3 if you wanted or anything like that. This is just for the aggro matchup or anything like that. You can also replace this card very easily if you want to get rid of the Migras Thrall. You can play Instant Transmission, top 10, Kamehameha, negate the attack, and then you place up to 2 black battle cards from your warp back into your drop area. And then you can put that card back into your hand if you pitch 2 cards into the warp by tapping 1 energy, and you have this negate that you can just reuse over and over again if you don't want to use Gravy's Migras Thrall. But I prefer to have Protector of the People just for the aggro matchup. And finally, we're actually going to take a look at the boss monster lineup. So we don't just have one boss monster. First, we're going to play the new one that came out in this set, Dark Mask King, Devilish Dominator. Really good card, personally, because, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, this is a deflect boss monster. So none of the other ones that I can think of that are black have deflect. Since this guy has deflect, he's very, very useful, very, very viable. His auto is once per turn when this card attacks, you send up to 2 black battle cards from your opponent's drop. You send up to 2 battle cards from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If your opponent has 10 or more cards in their warp, switch this card back to active mode, which is phenomenal. Again, deflect, triple strike. So it's technically he can do 6 damage in 1 turn if your opponent doesn't have any way to stop it. His auto is once per turn if your opponent activates a counter skill during a battle with this card, send 1 card in your opponent's life to their warp. So this is once per turn again, so if your opponent, he can negate the first one and then negate the second attack on him and not take any damage, but it's really, really helpful. Especially if your opponent has just one card in his hand and 1 life left, this is invaluable. Activate main, you tap 4 energy. If your leader card is black and your opponent has 3 or more cards in the warp, you play this card from your hand. The reason why I think that all the Shroom and Salsa cards and the Dark Mask King are really, really good is because they're not leader locked. So you're going to see gameplay even if people don't use the Shroom and Salsa leader. Finally, we play 2 more boss monsters here. We're going to play Fu Shrouded in Mystery. Overrealm 10, so you have to have 10 cards in the drop area. You tap 6 energy, you play this card from your hand. He's got Inherent Double Strike and 30k, so he's a really, really good card, really strong in and of itself. The reason why this is good is that when you play this card using Overrealm, your opponent can't activate skills on cards other than their leader cards until the beginning of the next turn. Busted, I think broken. And Kyle says that this should have the ultimate tag. I don't agree that it should have an ultimate tag, but if it said Dark Overrealm 10, then yeah, absolutely it should have the ultimate tag on it. It's a pretty good card. Finally, the ultimate we play in the deck is Beyond Darkness Demigras. Sorry for the glare here. This one's ultimate. You can only have one in the deck. Dark Overrealm 7, so he stays on the board, and you only tap 5 energy in order to put him on board. Triple strike. And when this card attacks, your opponent reveals a hand, choose up to 4 battle cards from it, and combo with them in your combo area. So it rips card out of your opponent's hand, and it's just a really, really good card. Thank you guys so much for joining us again today. Like I said, I posted a picture right here of the deck profile right here at the end of the video, just in case you guys didn't want to hear me talk. Appreciate your support and everything that you guys have done for us. If there's anything we can do for you guys, if I can change anything, let me know down in the comment section below. We're praying for you guys always. Class is dismissed.